Once a client is secured, everything they hope and expect from us is based on the salesperson they trust. The operations team steps in to manage the next steps, including choosing which franchisee will serve the client. The decision is based on factors such as location, customer needs, personality fit, and your current portfolio. For example, if you're experiencing challenges with other buildings, you may not be the first choice for a new building. Our goal is to ensure the right fit for long-term customer satisfaction. After the operations team selects the best fit franchisee, they'll contact you with the details of the new client. At this point, you need to decide if it's a good fit for you, considering the client's needs and location. If you decide to move forward, you'll meet with the operations team to gather all the necessary documents: the customer service agreement, the work scope, the pricing sheet, the account start information, the account acceptance agreement, and any additional notes or blueprints. Before meeting the customer, you will thoroughly review all the information provided and be prepared for the initial client walkthrough. We use the walkthrough etiquette checklist before each walkthrough to remind everyone of our protocols. You want to be confident when you meet your customer for the first time. Follow the system. Practice the initial walkthrough at home. Practice it with your operations manager if you have to. When you arrive on site, dress in Bldg.Works attire and be properly groomed. Bring these things with you: a portfolio, end customer information sheet, your business cards, and a pen. Make sure you know where the building is before the day of the meeting and arrive 10 to 15 minutes early. Enter the building together, the salesperson, the operations manager, and you. During the walkthrough, you'll be introduced as the account manager. We call you an account manager rather than a franchisee to avoid confusion from the client. When meeting the client, introduce yourself confidently. Step forward and say, "Hi, my name is so-and-so, and I'm your account manager." Give them your business card and circle your cell phone number right there. Don't do it beforehand. Let them see you circle it. This gesture is a psychological tool that reinforces your availability and commitment to their needs. Say to them, "It's my primary responsibility to make sure that our building's needs are met and you're happy." Start talking in terms of you being part of that building. After you've been introduced, the group is ready to start touring the building. Now, as you're touring the building, remember the things on your walkthrough etiquette form. It's important that you get from the customer what their expectations and needs are. I know you have a lot of that information already from the work scope and the account start sheet. What you're also doing when you're touring the building is getting to know the building and the customer. You may use humor, but remain professional. Your first impression matters. If a customer asks about a service that isn't included in the work scope, say to them, "I see here that that item was not added into your work scope. Is this something you would like added?" Don't respond to a customer inquiry, question, or comment with a negative response, such as, "Oh, I won't do that if it's not in the contract." Ask for clarification instead of giving a negative response. It might be something that can be easily added with no additional cost, or there may be a cost adjustment. Do not lag behind the customer or chat with others as the team is being toured through the building. Take clear, specific, complete notes. If you are bilingual, speak only in English whenever you're in a building. Always have cell phones off or on vibrate. Never take a call while a walkthrough is in progress. You want the customer to feel as though you are giving them your undivided attention. You'll use the end customer information sheet to guide your conversation. Let's go through it. Some of the information has been filled out by the operations team. You will confirm most of the information that is already there, such as confirming the start dates, the building closure times, and the time you can start servicing the building. Some customers may not care when you start, as long as it's within a certain window. Others may need you to get certain things done at certain times and be out of certain areas. All these things can be addressed as you're doing the walkthrough with the customer to get a better understanding of that building. Alarm codes are a big one to confirm. It is absolutely vital that even if the alarm system looks exactly like your other building's alarm systems, that you go through with the customer on how to utilize that particular alarm system. because most of the time you have to turn it off when you come in and reactivate it when you leave at night. It's also important to know who the alarm company is. Who do you call if the alarm goes off by accident? Is there a code word? These are all things you need to know about the alarm. Confirm or establish the primary and alternate contacts and emergency numbers. Who do you call if you go in on a weekend and you find a water pipe has burst? This is not something you wait until a burst pipe situation is actually happening to identify. Another area to confirm is how they're getting their supplies. There are 3 basic ways that consumable supplies are handled. Your business, in the bid that we gave them, includes all the tools, chemicals, equipment, everything to do the job. But consumable supplies, the customer pays for one way or another. Keys are something you will want to confirm and understand. We require 3 sets of keys to go with the alarm code. You will need a set for yourself, a set for your crew, and a set to be kept in a secure place in the home office for your operations team to use for inspections. As you're touring the building, start building a list on your notepad of the tools, chemicals, and equipment that you'll need to bring in. Some buildings may have some equipment that you can use. Sketch the building layout if operations hasn't provided you with a floor plan or blueprint. It helps with understanding areas to clean. Discuss areas that need to be cleaned by certain times or avoided. Before you leave that introductory walkthrough, there is one last critical piece of action that you must take. We call this setting up your pre-start inspection and meeting. You set an inspection for the daytime where you will come in and do a thorough inspection top to bottom. You want to set in that customer's mind, hey, this is something different. You'll do this pre-start inspection 2 to 3 days before starting service. This inspection gives you the most up-to-date condition of the building, and you'll be able to double-check any questions you have from the walkthrough. You may address items that aren't in the work scope, such as carpet care or window cleaning. Meet with the customer after the inspection to clarify tasks and adjust priorities if needed. This is when you tell the customer that you will get the building up to their standards in 1 to 4 weeks. In reality, we try very hard to do that in 1 week. Then communicate that you want to review the pre-start inspection with them after you've done it, so that we're doing the right things at the right time to bring the building up to standards. You set the appointment and then end this tour and meeting. Now, let me tell you a little bit about that particular appointment. You go to their building and you do a complete pre-start inspection top to bottom. Then, many times, when you start a building, the closet is the first place you go, and it looks like a bomb hit it. How do you expect to deliver a quality service if you do not have quality tools, quality chemicals, quality equipment? That's what your crews will be using. Those things must be kept in your custodial closet that the customer is obligated to provide us. When you do that inspection, you may find 50 things, 100 things that must be done in order to bring that building up to standards. Maybe some of the things are not things that were contracted to do in that building. So, those are opportunities for that customer to have those things done and for us to make extra money doing that. Once you've done the pre-start inspection, you sit down with the customer at the pre-designated time and have a meeting with them and say something like, Bob, having done the pre-start inspection, here are the 50 things that I've noticed that must be accomplished for us to bring this building up to standard. Tell them, I believe it'll take about 2 weeks or so to do all of these things and bring it up to our standard. I was thinking of tackling this set of items first, and then these, and then these. This gives the customer a sense of value. They are reminded once again, thank goodness I picked Bldg.Works and that you guys are here. This also avoids certain misunderstandings. For example, what if they were expecting things to be done that were not in the work scope? Now is a good time to dialogue it out. Or I'll give you another example. We had a franchise owner who was doing exactly this process I've described. The customer had a very dumbstruck look on their face. The franchise owner said, "What is the matter, Bob? I can see that something is concerning you." He said, "Well, I thought you guys would start this weekend, and by Monday morning, this building will be in perfect condition, top to bottom." Now the franchisee was smart. He did not answer that with a negative. He did not say, well, no, that's not how it works. He said, Bob, we can do that for you, but share with me. What are you thinking? What's going on? What made you believe that? Did the sales rep communicate something? The client said, no, he didn't communicate that. I assumed that was the case because, well, here's what's going on. The reason I changed service, the reason I picked you guys is because on Tuesday, I have all my regional managers and vice presidents and everybody from my company coming in, and I knew if I stayed with the other company, this place would be a mess. And the account manager, the franchisee, said, Bob, what you're describing is what we call an initial clean. So he said, it's compressing this 2 weeks or 30 days worth of work into a day, basically. And I can do that for you. But that would mean bringing in extra crews. Is that something you need done? The client said, well, that's what I need. And they dialogued it out. And when he walked away from that meeting, he had an extra job that was almost equal to the value of the contract. On top of that, he had carpet cleaning, window washing, and a host of other things that needed to be done. Now, imagine if that meeting did not take place. Expectations are set, and it's the first time for you to sit down one-on-one with that customer and start building a relationship. This gives you a great opportunity to avoid misunderstandings and problems. Next, if you haven't already gotten the keys at the pre-start inspection, make arrangements to get them the day before you start. Ensure that the previous company has removed their equipment, or find out when they will. You don't want them taking your tools and equipment by mistake. By following these steps, you'll create a smooth start to the service and build a long-term positive relationship with the client. Then you're ready to start the building correctly. A key thing to remember is this. If you're going to start a building on a weekend, you want to be there as early on the weekend as possible. If you can get in there on Friday night and get the custodial closet cleaned out and all your equipment in, that is a huge, big help. Let's say you're starting a building on Saturday or Sunday. You pick up the keys on Friday. You're there Friday night. You have to move tools, equipment, and put everything in. On Saturday or Sunday, when you actually do your cleaning, everything goes smoothly. Sunday night, you make absolutely certain before you leave that building, you personally check every trash can, every office. You walk that building to make sure that building is in immaculate condition, even if you told the customer it'll take a week or 2 weeks to bring it up. That way, anything that may be left or missed, you have a cushion to make up for it. Then, before leaving your first night of service, you leave a message in the logbook. Dear customer, I just finished my final check on our first night of service. I will be here tomorrow at our preset time. If anything is missed, don't worry, we'll get it. Okay? That prepares you for anything being missed and not being blown out of proportion. Then I leave the logbook open on their chair. We always leave the logbook open on their chair so they can't sit down without actually reading the logbook the next morning. Then I leave a voice message to that customer as well, reminding them that I'll be here tomorrow at 10 a.m., 2 p.m., whatever we agreed on. If you can't be there because of your daytime commitment, you send an email that evening outlining some of the things you worked on and saying that if anything was missed, you'll get it the next day. Then you call the next day and check on how things look. Remember, this is going to be a long-term relationship. This business is all about building relationships, and that's what you're starting to do. By following the basic protocols that we're teaching you, it will start to build in the customer's mind that there is a certain process here, that there's something different, that there's something better here. The client's trust is built on your ability to effectively manage their needs, and your role as account manager is vital in ensuring their satisfaction from day one.